Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. China has accused US President Donald Trump of shifting the blame for Washington's own mishandling of the COVID-19 crisis after Trump threatened to permanently pull out of the World Health Organization.
They were wrong so much, always on the side of China.
Trump called the WHO a puppet of China before tweeting a letter he had sent to the organization's chief, threatening to permanently freeze funding from the United States. In response, China accused Trump of reducing its own responsibility and international obligations. Meanwhile, in the same press conference, Donald Trump said he was taking hydroxychloroquine, a malaria drug that he has touted despite medical warnings about its use as a preventative medicine against the coronavirus.
A lot of people are taking, a lot of frontline workers are taking hydroxychloroquine. I don't take it because, hey, people said, oh, maybe he owns the company. No, I don't own the company. You know what? I want the people of this nation to feel good. I don't want them being sick. And there's a very good chance that this has an impact, especially early on.
Meanwhile, Australia has threatened to take China to the World Trade Organization to counter a new round of sanctions as the two countries clashed over an investigation into the origins and the spread of the virus. China announced the tariffs after finding Australian subsidies and dumping had damaged domestic industry. The move has worsened a relationship that was already troubled due to Australia's calls for an independent investigation into the origins of the virus. India has begun evacuating thousands of villagers to safety as one of the most powerful cyclones in years is expected to hit the country's east coast. The cyclone has been announced amid India's strict lockdown imposed to prevent the spread of the virus that has killed over 3,000 people out of more than 96,000 infections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has held a meeting in New Delhi to plan how to mitigate the damage from the cyclone. The Vice President of South Sudan, who was part of a task force to fight coronavirus, is in self-isolation after testing positive for COVID-19. Riek Machar has said that as several other members of the task force were infected, a new team was taking over their work. His wife, who is Defence Minister Angelina Teny, some bodyguards and other staff have also contracted the virus. Experts worry that decades of conflict has left South Sudan incapable of dealing with a surge of new infections. So far, South Sudan has recorded 236 cases of COVID-19 and 4 deaths. Lesotho's Prime Minister Thomas Tabane has finally resigned, ending months of political pressure after he and his current wife were accused of participating in his ex-wife's murder. The pair have denied any involvement in the murder, and Tabane has said that he is resigning because of his age. Lesotho's finance minister has been appointed to become the leader of the new governing coalition. Meanwhile, scientists in Kenya have discovered a microbe they say can protect mosquitoes from malaria. The team of researchers has said that finding has the potential to control the disease. Malaria kills around 800,000 people a year and is second only to tuberculosis in its impact on world health. The bug, which acts as a block to malaria, was discovered on the shores of Lake Victoria in Kenya. And finally, Burkina Faso artist Ali Vahuti has paid tribute to health workers treating COVID-19 in a music video that has lifted the morale of many. In his lyrics, Vahuti described health workers as soldiers who risk themselves and their families to save lives. The musician hopes that his video will help change people's perception of doctors and nurses in Burkina Faso that are often feared and stigmatized. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.